This is an example of repurposed content. This is the current president of Kenya. So when he was running his campaigns, in 60 days, he had 126 meetings. So there's a whole story written about this by the Daily Nation and all that. But now this particular poster, this infographic now summarizes all that information. So if you post this on Twitter, then it makes that person who prefers getting information from posters get that information at a glance. Whoever prefers reading, they'll go to the entire blog and then they'll read the entire story. So this is an example of content repurposed, whereby it's the same content but delivered in different formats to meet the needs of different audiences who prefer to get information in different formats or in different ways. So this is another example whereby there's a conversation, so someone has a link below there. So this is just a story. If you're doing client SEO, new clients will likely ask how long till my website page ranks on top of Google and all that. So bringing in this conversation, but now giving you a link to read a story that was written several years back. So you can be able to even do that, providing a Twitter thread whereby through the thread, someone can read and get more information about something that happened some time back. And apart from reading that thread, someone else may choose to read the entire blog post. So you can have it as a blog post or as a Twitter thread. So this video here, this is happening in Brazil, in South America. So the language they are speaking is a language that just a few people may understand who come from that particular region, but anyone else consuming this information from any part of the country, of the world, can now understand it because it's repurposed. We're having the text that is being typed there. You can be able to tell what is happening. This is someone who was arrested, disguising as a lady, but let us see who the person is. So you see with repurposing content, sometimes you can add other formats, be it graphics, be it animation, be it text. You can add another format to go with the one that was there initially so that you are able to reach more audiences. So if it was to remain in its original format, which was in the language they were using earlier, someone who doesn't understand that language may not be able to understand exactly what is happening. But the use of English language to explain what is happening also helps to reach another audience that understands English but doesn't understand the initial language that is being used. So this is another example when Facebook brought about that other brand name Meta, or brought the Meta family and all that. Many media houses, including Nation and also the New York Times, broke that story. And what they did, they just gave a summary, then provided a link whereby you can click, redirected there, and go and read more about that story. So for example, this one, if you click on that link, you'll be redirected to the New York Times page and read where we have more content about that particular story. So when repurposing content, you can just come up with a poster just to break news, telling people this is happening. And then later on, when you have more information, you can now put a link so that whoever will have more time to go into the link and read more, they can click on that link and they'll be redirected to that particular page. This is the current president of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu. So she was having a long presentation. So part of what she talked about was wanaume mkiombwa pesa na wasio wake zenu tuwaripoti kwa polisi. She's telling men if women whom they're not married to ask for money from them, they should report to the police. So basically, this is part of the punchlines on what she was talking about. So someone decides to come up with a poster. So you see this poster at a glance, you know that, oh, today the president also talked about this. And what she was trying to drive at was to say that promiscuity should not be allowed in the society. And all that. So basically, that was it. So if you look at this infographic here, it's a story that was written, and it's quite a long story about the most and the least trusted people in the world. It's global by Statista. Yeah, Statista came up with information about the most and the least trusted people in the world. So you read the story, it's quite lengthy, the text. But now, if you look at this infographic, it has summarized that content. So that blog can be in a blog post, it can be in a newspaper, it can be posted on Facebook as text and all that. Then this particular poster or infographic can be posted on Twitter, it can be posted on Instagram as well. So it is the same content, but now in a different format, targeting a different audience that would prefer getting that information in this particular format. So you look at this infographic, it tells you the most trusted are the doctors at 54%, scientists at 51%, teachers, you can have a look at the rest. Then you look at the least trusted, we have journalists at negative 10%, bankers negative 11%, and generally we have the politicians as the least trusted. And again, these are global statistics by Statista in 2021. So look at this representation at a glance, you get all those details at once. For the football fans, you look at this meme. This is the captain of one of the teams in the Premier League, English Premier League, that is Maguire there. So this meme, of course, they did a long story about how in this particular day, Manchester United was playing Liverpool, and Liverpool really had a very high possession rate in that football match. But now someone else may choose to come up with a meme like this one to summarize the message as well. So this is the captain saying, "Ref, can we have a new ball?" And the referee is asking, "What's wrong with the one you have?" And then the captain is saying, "Liverpool are playing with that one." So it's just a summary of how the match was, just to show that Liverpool really had a very high possession in that match. Again, this is a summary. This is a poster. Again, this poster, there's a story written about it, a long story about different professions, why we should respect all the professions. But you look at this poster at a glance, it shows you that if it is cool to be a pilot, you can see we have a pilot there on the cockpit, then it is also cool to be a bus driver, and then we need to respect every profession. So if one doesn't have enough time to read the entire story in text, then this poster at a glance provides that summary and all that. And that is also about repurposing content. So I would like to play this video for you to have a look. So this video is about the 15 best global brands ranked. So you can read the whole story about these brands since 2000 to 2018, the top 15 best global brands. You can read that story in text form and even in video form, people being interviewed about it and all that. But again, you can have this kind of a representation whereby it is summarized in 2 minutes. This is a 2 minutes clip. It's a 2 minutes clip whereby we can see how the global brands have been changing their popularity, which one is becoming more popular, others are becoming less popular because of maybe their marketing strategies or even some global trends, some dynamics and all that. So as you look at this, you'll be seeing how some brands are becoming more popular while others are becoming less popular. So it is a way of presenting information to audiences. So in 2 minutes, you have summarized that between 2000 to 2018 and how different brands were changing positions as far as their popularity globally is concerned. Of course, we'll have reasons for that. And again, as I said, most of it could be how they market their product. It could also be about the changes in the market. It could also be about the different needs that they are addressing in the population, and that also could be a contributing factor to how popular a particular brand is. So would you prefer looking at such a representation for you to get that information, or would you prefer reading the entire text, which could be a number of pages? So basically, same information represented differently for different audiences. Of course, some people don't like mathematics, others don't like numbers, but to represent it in this particular way, it could be interesting for them to watch till the end. So I'd also like to play this video whereby this is the former First Lady in the US. So when the husband or the former president in the US, Barack Obama, was seeking re-election, she made a speech asking the citizens to consider re-electing Barack Obama in the for his second and final term. So this is one of the things that she talked about. She was talking about how to know a good candidate, the integrity of a good candidate. So she spoke for a whole, I think, over 40 minutes. But now this bit stood out. So as I said, you can post that entire speech on YouTube, but you can also pick some snippets. You can also pick some bits of it and post on different platforms. So for example, this one is a short clip picked from that whole video, which was quite punchy, and it was posted on Instagram. So you can post that short clip on Instagram, on IGTV. You can post it on Facebook as well. And then you can also create a poster like this one. So this is the bit that she was talking, the short video. This is what she was saying. So you can put it on a poster like this one, and then you can share that to audiences who prefer getting that information through a poster. So the presidency doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you are. And the same thing is true of a presidential campaign. So if a candidate is erratic, and you can read the rest of that. So basically, this is a punchline that stood out in that particular speech. So if you're repurposing content, then you can pick this and also come out with that audio. You can even pick the audio alone and post it. Maybe in you have a podcast platform, you can share that there where someone can listen and, oh, so today the First Lady spoke about this and that. The former First Lady spoke about this and that. So that is an example. You can also pick a smaller bit of that quote. I've seen firsthand that being president doesn't change who you are. It reveals who you are. That's a punchline in her speech. So you can pick that bit and share it as a poster, share it as a short video, share it as an audio, share it as an edited clip and all that, and you'll get engagements on that. So you can have several bits of that speech edited out into short videos or into posters, and then you post on different platforms. Then from there, you can be able to monitor the engagements. You can be able to monitor how much interaction and engagement all these platforms got. And then from there, you'll be able to know then my audiences on Instagram prefer this type of content, so I should be posting more of that. My audiences on Twitter prefer this kind of content, then I need to post more of that. So basically, it gives you a picture of what your audiences or what your consumers would like to see you posting. So that gives you that advantage whereby now you can be able to make that decision on what you can be putting out there. Then now here we have the graphic interface, the GIFs. And if you play that one, you'll see that person is clapping. So let's say you're working for an organization and then you are group CEO or the managing director. You can have them, maybe one day they were clapping or acknowledging something positively. You can pick that short video and create or animate it to form this kind of a GIF. So where can you use this? You see, whenever you're running your social media pages and all that, when people react, when people make comments to whatever you've posted on the social media platforms, be it Facebook, be it Twitter, LinkedIn, then you can decide to be responding with this kind of GIF, whereby you're using your boss clapping or the person who is the founder of that company, acknowledging what that person has posted. So rather than liking or clicking on the like, you can be using this to acknowledge. So what this does, it helps you continue to build your managing director, your director, or even your CEO as a brand. So whenever people are looking at that organization, then they associate it with that manager. They can see that the photos, the images of that person acknowledging what you have posted. So that also improves on the brand visibility, because you see the managing director is part of the brand you are selling as a company. So it's either the leadership or the company itself. Both are the brands that you are selling out there. So it will increase that knowledge that, oh, this is so-and-so, this is the CEO of this company. They have acknowledged my post and all that. So it brings that brand loyalty to them, to the clients or to the consumers if it's a business. If it's a media house, again, it also encourages people to know that, oh, let me continue engaging this organization, even when I have either positive or negative feedback, or even if providing critique to whatever they are doing. So the reverse is also true. You can have maybe the manager or someone holding maybe the no card or cards to show that they don't acknowledge what has been done. Then have this again to respond. So apart from responding with a thumbs down clicking on the thumbs down and someone posts something that you don't like or something that is not factual, you can respond with this. Again, building the brand by using the faces that represent that particular brand or that particular company. So what you're doing there, you have the option of using the like or the dislike button, or you can use this kind of GIFs so that you know that they're not just there for fun, but they can also be used for such.